Nice. Okay. Drinks. Alright, this is what day is this? Saturday. Alright, so this is yeah, disclosure, and who knows if that ever who knows where that's going. Some more crap there. Yeah, reality jumping simulation, that can get kind of, intense, you can say. Of course, we are doing like timeline jumping, things like that. We're not aware of it. Different ways of, this is a game, but I don't know. It's just it's not a way, I don't know. It's a game, I guess it's a game. It's a chessboard. I mean, yeah, it's one way of looking at your your own life, if you see it as like a chessboard, and you can visualize or feel the chessboard. It's like, what's the meaning of your chessboard? What's the meaning of your? It's one way of doing it. It might give you some feedback, little by little, on it, and of course, some of us astrally are working on disclosure of some kind. That's why I might feel exhausted at times. We're just dealing with difficult beings. But you can say this is all, all of this is part of the Ascension. This is all about disclosure of some kind, right? This is all the build-up. But for physical build-up for the aliens, no, that's... world's not there yet, obviously. It's too busy, as the world starts to fall apart. Well, we're going to see some kind of, a purge with some of these tech. It'd be good to see it with some of these tech companies, and June, July. So you might not see a whole lot of anything. Maybe it was hard to say. Well, at least major repercussions of what's happening now. Like the tariff thing is almost like, that's just something to blame for what's to come. It's like, oh, it's this, but it's actually something else. It's, they just say it's a tariff thing, but it's actually there's other pieces in this. It's change, and it's just, we need it. We need something. I guess we're having a trade war. So it is kind of a war. It's a war that we thought it might be. I mean, we need some kind of war. We already have a society war, and that's going like gangbusters. But we need we need like a war. I guess the trade war is the closer we're going to get. I think what you can get, right? But the world needs some kind of change. It needs some kind of shift. So, of course, some are living life as bliss right now. And not all of us are. So, some of us are in the trenches of the abyss. It's begging for change, actually. Does Avatar.com. Price sessions. Scheduler. Shop. And okay. Yeah, I have an upcoming kids book. I might be able to make it live. Maybe tomorrow. It just got. I can change the date when it's available. I looked at it. Looks fine. I make some changes to it, but it should be fine for the public now. I'll send an email out there and put the links out there of what version I have available. This is the beginning of several others. So, but we're kind of doing reality shifting and all that. We're kind of doing that. Maybe not getting the reality you're looking for. But yeah, tapping the aliens and us. Yeah, obvious. Yeah, they don't always let me see like anything. It's like it's a big cloud of blockness. Yeah, so it's just amazing how some people here are just living life is bliss. I guess even when the world is. It's like okay, very good for you, right? Some of us don't have that pleasure. So some of us, yeah, need to feel, as I feel it, the boat needs to be rocked like heavily. I guess April 9th is when this thing kind of kicks. I don't know if that was happening now. I guess we'll start feeling the effects on April 9th, or I don't know what's going on. But some of these big tech companies that aren't doing anything probably need to be purged out, so we'll see. Nice to see Apple go down. They're not doing anything. Google, at least Apple gets sold off to somebody or something, because they're not doing anything with it. There's some microwave ovens that just change the color of it. It's just the same old shit. They're not really offering much anything new there, so we'll see. Yeah, they're not going to go anytime soon. The world needs some kind of change, man. I guess it's patience, but man, come on. It's like, God, how mediocre do we need to get? We're like begging for change. We're definitely, obviously, working towards for Ascension and seeing very little on our end. Not really. Unless spring break is like a version of it, I guess. Yeah, whatever. At least someone's having fun, right? But reality jumping simulation. Yeah, just obviously this is some kind of simulation of some sort. And just take what you got. But when you have a life change, like you move or have another job, you can say that's kind of reality jumping, you can say technically. You meet somebody new as a reality shift, and so on. It's a big piece. Like it might be the most boring chess game ever. But then you may finally get to, chess is boring as fuck. I guess it all depends on who's watching, but it's boring. It's like golf. But chess is more, I would say, aligned to our reality of just, because that's a war, so, technically. And a lot of it can be just not that exciting, and then all of a sudden a major move is made, so. Some of us are dying for a change, a move, or something like that, so. So that's really connected. I guess connected to the Archon because they're the ones doing all this shit. I just feel like it should happen. That's a rare one. So to connect to the more positive side of the Archon energies. I gotta clear my throat. Jeez. 1 second. Just that. Yeah, something great. No, I think it's something that, just do a neutral connection there with the Archon beings. Let's see what they have to say about all this. And it also links up to the main timeline. So they'll look at it that way. I know, as people want the secret space program, they want adventure and excitement. Like, man, fucking A. That's what hallucinogens are for. That's why they have crack. Yeah. All right, blessings. Greens to the Archons. Yes, connected to your main timeline. Oh, yes, of a neutral frequency. Now it depends on what you want for your. Well, yes, your. It's hard to describe all of this, of course. Well, some are set their ways. You're coming here to nature, a planet to, to help raise not, they say raise the frequency, but actually you're here to help raise society to its next level. As a teacher, or educate, whatever word you want to use. It is still kind of raising society, those that are mentoring society into a more higher state of consciousness. Doesn't mean a higher consciousness means you're out of the woods. There's still a lot of challenges there, galactically, as some of you know. And then you can teleport to Mars and deal with all of that. And to the moon and so on, so your challenges are not over yet. And this world, of course, it's just, obviously many do not want change. You can blame your elites all day long. And yes, a lot of societies get pulled into the brainwashing and everything, but that's part of its process. It's for a world like this, it's always going to have some kind of brainwashing. It just because that's where the souls are, on their soul level. So you can see that's reptilian related, that's Orion related, and so on. Doesn't mean everyone's going to go some version of it. Well, you have to be part of society. You can't just be completely oddball and hovering in the sky, looking at the people like they don't know what they're doing. That doesn't help you. The idea is to be a mortal and to go through what mortals go through. Some do have a god complex and want to look at humans as just some insect race and all that, but so you're basically to, why you incarnate as a human and become more humbled and just to go through all the ups and downs of a human experience, just the nightmare of it and so on, to assist it. If you can keep your sanity. Of course, there's much more to it than that, but it's really big. Not to say you're mastering human, well, navigating it as being a human. You could say it doesn't mean you have to. Some do master it, but become master manipulators. Some of them are called billionaires. They learn how to trick society, but society once again needs to go through these things too. So it's like, okay, we'll learn from you for now. And so your world is not exactly having a galactic theme yet, not physically yet. You're working on it astrally to bring it here in the physical essence. That's why you're here. That's why it's so difficult. Because you see the better future. Of course, when you're here in the modern world, it's like, what's this? Where is this all going? I mean, yes, it might look like it's going to a higher frequency reality, but yes, you're not really seeing much of it here in the physical realm. So, and some can be connected too much into their astral and not seeing reality for what it is. This world is just very slow. Because the society here wants to be kind of overly tested. Challenged, maybe is a better word for it. It's like, keep throwing everything you have at us, please. Don't give up on it. Just dump it all on us, please. Not everybody's doing that, but quite a few. So, and then you're dealing with others that just, do mental abuse, physical abuse, and so on. And just traumas and all different levels and so on. And but that's, once again, that does those that want to evolve. It's like you have to kind of go through all that human stuff to really kind of find yourself. Most of society is still stuck in the past, of course. And so be it. But this current reality, like it's going to be like you're bringing an ascension where the world can understand it. On a third dimensional level. So you are bringing in change, but where the people can get it. Not that you're going to bring in a flying saucer in the sky. First, people want to take that seriously, and others like, are we all going to get abducted or taken somewhere? What's up with all that? So, we're going to go to the Airbnb in space. But basically your world's being helped behind the scenes, as you know, many of you are here that don't remember a lot of everything for good reasons. If you remember too much, you probably lose your minds. Well, we just say you see the future and you're a part of the present that's kind of stuck. And it's, yes, has a lot of Neanderthal primitive thing. Well, it wants to remember its roots. It wants to, like, before it makes a major change, it wants to remember what it is. Like where it came from. I know it sounds a little strange saying that, but it's like, it's not in a rush for this galactic future. It doesn't mean you can't bring seeds to it, like even your stories about submarines and things like that. Jules Verne was kind of preparing societies, through fiction, through slightly of what's to come, to give it a little bit of preparation. And you can see that currently, but it's not at the level some of you would like to see it at. But either way, yes, most of society is holding on to the past, and it's enjoying it. As you to some ways, you see spring break. I mean, they've been doing that forever, and they're not quite upgraded from that. You can say they don't know how. Well, you can have a party about destroying each other about alcohol, but they haven't quite figured that one out yet. But there's other types of like drinks, liquids that can make that. Yeah, it can be a hallucinogen, but not to like harm you. But obviously, society's not ready for that. Well, you're gonna get high to some level, but it doesn't have to be at the level of where violence and things like that come out. And they haven't quite get that out of their system yet, as you can see. But many of you are bringing more ascension frequencies. Yes, if your intention for ascension, and it's just, but there's a lot of pushback. Yes, that doesn't mean you won't make your goals. On a human level, something wants a galactic level in your spaceships and all that. Well, doing it on a human level is not so bad. But find your seat, your place where you can see. Yes, the fireworks before they start to go off. Let's see, ways society wise. So.